Have you ever pulled a tarot card that just felt a little bit shady? Well, today we're going to tackle one of the most complex and honestly one of the most misunderstood cards in the entire deck, the Seven of Swords. It's this card that walks a super fine line between being brilliant and just straight up betrayal, and we are going to break it all down.
So let's just jump right into the main conflict of this card. When you see it, you immediately have to ask, are we looking at the work of a brilliant strategist, a cunning mind pulling off a daring plan? Or is this just a thief, a liar, someone who's operating completely without a conscience? That is the question at the absolute heart of the Seven of Swords.
And to figure that out, we're going to explore the card's core duality. We'll take a look at what it means when everything's going according to plan, and then what happens when it all just falls apart. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the whole story in 2 columns. On the left, when the card is upright, it is all about deceit and strategy. It's about getting away with it, escaping detection. But then look at the right. You flip that card, and the entire story reverses. All of a sudden, it's about confession, about getting caught, and the truth coming out. Seriously, understanding this split is the key to the whole card. So let's start with the upright meaning. This is the part of the story where that secret plan is in full swing. It's a story of risk, being resourceful, and of course, keeping secrets. You gotta notice the mix of words here. On one hand, yeah, you've got deception, lies, trickery, all the stuff that makes you feel uneasy. But then, on the other hand, you have strategy, resourcefulness, and even daring. So you see it, the card isn't just about being dishonest. It can also represent a really sharp, tactical mind that's always one step ahead of everyone else. So how does this actually play out in a relationship? Well, it's not a great sign, I'll be honest. It can definitely point to infidelity, for sure, but it can also be way more subtle. Think about one partner manipulating the other instead of just being honest. And if you're single, this is a huge warning. Stop playing games and be really careful of people who do. A real connection means you have to drop the act eventually. Oof. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures one of the biggest dangers of the upright Seven of Swords, the deception. It so often comes from a place you would never expect. It could be that third party stirring up trouble in your relationship, someone you thought was on your side. It's a really powerful reminder to be careful about who you trust.
Now, in a career reading, this card can point in 2 totally different directions. First, it's a warning. Watch your back. Colleagues might be trying to steal your ideas or spreading rumors. But the second possibility is that it's actually advice for you. Maybe you're the one who needs to be more strategic, a little more daring, and use your own sharp wit to get ahead. It's really a call to pay attention to the politics at play in your workplace.
And that theme of escaping detection just keeps showing up even when we talk about health. If you've got symptoms that are being brushed off, but you just feel like something is wrong, this card is a major nudge. It's suggesting a hidden issue might be getting missed, and it would be really, really wise to go get a second opinion. Okay, so that's the secret plan. But what happens when the truth starts to bubble to the surface? Well, that brings us to the reversed meaning of the card, the part of the story we're calling the unraveling. The moment the plan unravels, it can happen in a couple of ways. There's the noble path, where a person's conscience finally kicks in and they decide, okay, I've got to confess and come clean. But then there's the other path, just plain getting caught. Either way, the deception is over. It's time to face the music. Now, what if someone doesn't come clean? What if they just keep going down that path of deception? Well, this is when the reversed energy becomes incredibly toxic. The source material doesn't mince words. It calls it what it is: pathological liar, serial cheat. This is talking about someone who is dangerously two-faced, malicious, and just cannot be trusted, period. This slide breaks down all the different ways the truth can come out in a relationship. Maybe the person who lied confesses because they want to change, or maybe their partner has been ignoring clear signs all along. Sometimes the lie just gets exposed by accident, and the cheater is caught red-handed. And of course, there's always the chance the person who gets caught just runs away from it all. The point is, the reveal is often just as messy as the secret itself. Back in the workplace, the reversed card is a crystal clear signal. The gig is up. If you've been deceitful, you are probably going to be exposed. If a colleague has been undermining you, their actions are about to come into the light. It can also just mean your own plans are failing and you need to go back to the drawing board, this time with a more honest approach. And for your health, the warning shifts from an outside issue to an inside one. The deception here is self-deception, ignoring your body's signals, pretending a symptom isn't a big deal. Are you lying to yourself about your health? This card reversed is a critical message to just stop and take care of yourself.
Okay, so we've seen the secret plan in motion, and we've watched it completely unravel. But what does this all mean for you? What is the one essential lesson you're supposed to take away from the Seven of Swords?
At the end of the day, this card is basically a mirror for your own integrity. It's challenging you to take an honest look at your actions and your motivations. Are you just being strategic and resourceful to get what you want? Or have you crossed a line into being dishonest, into manipulating people? Only you can know the real answer to that. And that leaves us with the card's ultimate, most provocative question. And it's a question that goes way beyond a tarot reading and right into our everyday lives. Where does cleverness end and a lack of conscience begin? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.